Hey, it's MK, and I am back with another off the board layout for you guys today. And today, my inspiration is by texture. And so I was really inspired by this very textured card that had all sorts of dried flowers on it, burlap on it, twine, all that thing. So it really wanted me to do a nature layout. So I've got these really cool pictures of petroglyphs that I did back in 2021. We went for a drive for my birthday, and we ended up at the petroglyphs that are just outside of Eureka, somewhere between Austin and Eureka, Nevada. So I loved these rock formations, you guys. I have so many pictures of them, and I get it. The design is redundant. It's a whole bunch of pictures of a bunch of rocks. But my thought process on scrapbooking these is the fact that when am I possibly going to get to see these again? So I really wanted to remember these different rock formations. So I pulled out The Great Escape by, oh my goodness, I am so sorry. I'm so used to saying 49 and Market. I pulled out The Great Escape by Coco Vanilla. Thank you, Sandy, so very much, you guys. I will have a link down to Sandy's store if she has any available, because this collection was absolutely perfect for all things outdoors, not just camping. It does have a nod to camping, but I have to say, it was just perfect, especially these types of photos when it's just bland colors. And so these are very muted, it's the perfect collection to add a little bit of color to very bland photos. And that is what I've been doing with this set of photos, is trying to add a little bit of color, because there's nothing. I mean, 4 pages like this. And they're all very muted like this. So looks like I'm looking at kitchen countertop samples, basically. All right, so my design is from scrapbook.com. It is a 12 by 9 layout design with a flap included. I was ecstatic when I first saw this. Now, I'm glad I only purchased 10, because I have to say that I have been a little intimidated. This design is brand new to me. I think I've only played with it one time before, sometime last year. And so I've been slowly introducing it to my albums, because there is a lot of work involved in this process. I also really like that the large 12 by 9 is, I think it's meant to be where you put 2 4 by 6 photos next to each other, and then down the on top and on bottom, and then front to back. However, I don't see it like that. I see it more as a 6 by 8 design, and then a 12, or more like an 8 by 12 design, and then the 3 pocket pages on the flip flap, or the 3 pockets on the flip that comes with it. So as you can see, I decided to throw this in here and show you guys what the design is and how I'm going to put it on. And then I'm going to make 2 small pages as well as 1 small pocket, just to, again, break up the monotony of photo, 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 photo. So I'm going to go ahead and create a layout, and I believe it's an 8 by 12 layout. I don't know if it's 9 exactly. I know that they call them 9 by 12s, but because of the flap and how you have to make those photos fit inside, I think it's only 8 inches wide. But I'm going to try and make a layout and actually attach it to the outside. I tried when I first got this design, I thought, oh my gosh, that's going to be so super cool for me to have little 6 by 8 pages within those pockets. Well, I tried to put them in the pocket, and truth be told, I think I ended up ripping the pocket page protector, trying to bend my layout inside and get it back inside the flap. In my brain, it worked out really well. It was like, oh, that's going to go in there. You just stick this in this side and flip it over like, one of those pillow shams, right? That's exactly how it works, except that my layout doesn't bend like a pillow does. So, for this one, I decided, you know what? I'm going to try the outside because this is going to be sandwiched in between in between 2-page protectors, in between a double page layout. So this one is going to be sandwiched in. So I'm okay with exposing this specific layout. And then the other layout, the 6x8 layout that I'm going to be doing simultaneously. I'm working on all 3 cards at the same time, basically. But I decided that I'm going to put that on the inside. So that one will actually be protected by the 6x4 flap, right? So I think that it's going to be just fine. And in my stash for quite a while, you guys, I'm sad to say it's been a while. I've had this burlap ribbon, and it's only this amount of ribbon. Like, I've used up the rest, and I've hoarded this tiny little fragment for the exact right page, right? Who does that? I'm holding my hand. I do. I'm MK. I have a problem because I don't want to see the end of things. Am I the only person? I love when I see the end of a roll of washi tape. I love when I see the end of, certain things. But when it comes to the burlap ribbon and the linen thread and the other types of fibers, I tend to not be the same. I do not want my fibrous ribbons and things to come to an end because they're hard for me to find. Truth be told, I'm whining, you guys, I really am, because they're really hard for me to find. And I did finally find a source for my ribbons and things. And so I'm feeling a little bit more comfortable to let my little burlap ribbon go. I really am. I have a decent supply of my linen thread, which I won't be using here. It's my favorite twine, you guys. I call it my favorite twine in the whole wide world, but really it's called thread. It's not even a twine, but it goes with everything. It really does. So I'm going to be sad when Stampin' Up! Decides not to sell it anymore. I really am. I'm going to protest like a little kid throwing a fit in, the grocery store because they didn't get their little pink elephant. I really am. But every time I place a Stampin' Up! Order, I buy a linen thread. Every time. I have an addiction, I know, but I don't want to run out. And one of these days, it's going to be on their retired list, right? It's just inevitable. It really is. I hope it's not in my day, but that's just how it works. All right. So I decided to bring in this blonde paper, this blonde wood grain, and it is from Ella and Viv. I don't really know how to say it. I apologize. Because I wanted to mute it down, but I did not like the bright gray wood grain that came with the collection. And the Great Escape did come with a gorgeous wood grain. I'm not going to lie. It was absolutely gorgeous. It just was a little too stark for these specific photos. I'm also going to bring in this Crafter's Workshop. It's just it's like a collage stencil. It has about 3 parts to it, or it can be used as a whole, basically. I'm only going to use this really cool compass rose design that's on it. I think that it's a really great addition to these sets of photos. I also have 3 more sets of videos pertaining to these gorgeous rocks, just to let you guys know, throughout the month. I decided to split them up. You do not need to see 3 rock formation videos in 3 days in a row. That's just not going to happen. The designs are all different, but they do all use the exact same paper concept and things like that. So I definitely do keep the same supplies to keep it a little simple. But I did want to warn you guys that I do use the stencil a little bit more. I do use the papers, and of course the rocks make an appearance. I want to say 2 more times, possibly 3. just because I wanted to finish the layout. I'm trying my hardest, you guys, to finish 2021 so I can move on and print my photos for 2022 and get that project started. Now, I don't print the photos until I'm ready to actually use them. Truth be told, I don't have a lot of storage space in my office, in my craft space, in my workshop, whatever you guys want to call it. I don't like storing things. And then it seems to me like when I store things, I lose things. I do not like putting things in boxes and bins to where I cannot see them. I have recently went to an entire desktop dedicated to my collections, and they are all in those organizers where I can flip through them and see them instead of having them flat in my bins that like they have been for millions of years. I opted to ditch that system because I really do like seeing all of my supplies. It's a in the line of sight, it will be used, right? And so, yes, I have slowly built up my organizing system and brought them all out on a desk, and they all line up the back of a tabletop, not a desk. It's a tabletop. And so, yeah, I'm very super excited. I do have my lesser used. I don't want to say that they're lesser loved, but my lesser used themes or categories in the bins still. My most used ones are out and on the shelf and sitting to where I can see them in those organizers. So anyways, I'm going to take a couple scraps here to make my pocket card. I did save the pocket card for last just because of the fact that I wanted, they're so small. They only need scraps. I really didn't want to cut in and gouge out a lot of this paper. I really wanted to stretch it as far as I can, not just for the rocks, right? I wanted to save it for other layouts, basically. So that way I'm able to actually utilize the camping icons and things like that. So anyways, if I seem distracted, I am. My daughter has a huge project going on right now in my craft room. She's got 2 tables set up, and she is doing, what is the word? She is setting up for booths, local booths, to try to sell and make money for going on a school trip. And we've always told our kids that if they earn half of the price of the trip, then we will pay for the other half. And my boys always say they're going to do it. They're boys, really. They want to do manly things. They don't want to do crafty things. So Dad and I are at a loss to help the boys make money. So the boys try to get motivated and then they fizzle out really fast. And so they've never really gotten to earn having to go on a trip. But my 2 girls are very into crafty stuff when they need to be. My youngest daughter likes specific crafty things that she really can't do in bulk and sell. But when we get together, we do random crafty things that I never thought I would do, to be honest. I never thought I was going to be a vinyl person, you guys. But it's a pretty fun craft. Nothing that I'm going to pick up long term, but this was fun. I did enjoy learning about vinyl and what I can and cannot put vinyl on. I'm stubborn though, you guys. I have vinyl. I will make it work. And then of course my oldest daughter, she made a ton of, she was the duct tape queen. Oh my goodness, back in the day. Can you imagine? Anyways, that is what I have going on. So if I seem distracted or, I pause for quite a while, it's because she's asking for help or I needed to tie a knot for her or something. So that is my long spiel of explaining the pauses. So for some reason, my sticker sheet has a double sticker backer on it. And I thought, wow, that's going to come in handy if I remember that it's there. But yeah, they seemed super thick to me. And when I was looking at the sticker sheet, I realized it has another adhesive back. And I thought, oh, did it get messed up? Well, as I'm pulling my stickers off, I don't see how it's messed up. So it's just like an extra random sticker adhesive backing to the sticker backing. And I thought, well, later on in life, I can peel it off and put it onto something else, and maybe die cut some stickers out. So I'm going to keep that in mind. I probably won't remember, but hey, it's there for when I want to use it. Okay, so I've got these. I want to say they're Pink Fresh, you guys. I'm not really sure. They're puffy stickers that I got off of the Give Take table. Thank you, Sandy, because they were Sandy's. And I wanted to use the sayings, but I did not want to use some of the colors. The green was a little off of the collection of green that I'm using. So I wanted to see if I could cut them apart. And I remember a while ago that there was a video where somebody tried to cut apart a puffy sticker and it was a massive fail. So I wanted to try it. So I tried it on a puffy sticker that I didn't want to use, but I wanted to use later. So I cut it and realized what the effect was, and I figured, okay, that's perfect. I can make that work. So I went and I cut the one that I actually wanted, and there is the end result. The other puffy sticker, instead of cutting it on that pocket card, I opted to just cover up the part and put it down below from whatever I was working on. So I also have a bunch of miscut trees that I was practicing. I always do wood cuts before I cut into my acrylic, just to see if, the design is going to work. Is it too much for my machine? Because when you're working with a laser and you're working with a bunch of small little cuts, you have to realize how long that laser is going to be within that design, so you don't accidentally catch your machine on fire because you're creating a lot of heat. And so I use my wood. I have really super cheap wood that I use as my mock-ups to test my cuts on. And what's really cool about this wood is that it is on the thin side. It breaks very easily, so I don't sell it in the shop, but it's super cheap. It's like a balsa wood, I think is what it's called. But it's the perfect wood, because if I light my balsa wood on fire, then I definitely know I'm going to light my good wood on fire, right? Or especially my acrylic. The acrylic melts and stinks, and oh my god, I can't even tell you guys the trials and errors on that. So I love having these little mock-ups, and sometimes I keep them. Most of the time they end up in my misfit pile, and I end up having my misfits up for sale, misfit boxes up for sale in November during my Black Fridays, in case you guys are curious. But those are usually always the mock-ups, right? They're either mock-ups, or I accidentally put two images too close together and they have nicks in them, things like that. So anyways, that is my layouts, plural, for today. I'm super excited to see how they actually look on the page protector. This was getting me excited because, like I said, it's a 10-pack, and I've been very timid on how to use this page protector. So I'm going to see if this works. I'm going to apply it to my album and get to know whether or not I can deal with this design. So I do apologize for my phone being in the way and having that big bright white light, but I wanted to share with you guys how I put this page protector together. So I'm just using my tear and tape, and I'm going to apply it right onto the backside or the plastic sheet. It's not in between the page protector, but that's where I'm going. And I wanted to secure the middle of this long panel. I just didn't know how, because I didn't want the adhesive to be shown through the gap. So anyways, that is how I put the page protector together. I was so super excited that I finally figured out how to get the page protector to work in my style, and not just put the the photos in with a photo mat or something. All right, you guys, so thank you so much. I did add that burlap as my texture for today. I really am super excited. I thought I was going to add a little bit more of the greenery and the leaves and things, but it really did go into a different direction than I expected it to, which I am perfectly fine with that, you guys. So anyways, I will put this pin back and save it for another time. As usual, I've got my links down below for Off the Board, as well as for Sandy's shop in case she has some of this Great Escape left for them. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I will check y'all later. Bye.